customer experience is many things, but in the age of digital, it's evolved significantly. There are more channels, more devices, more touch points to connect with your customers, delight them and keep them coming back, or disappoint them. It's a combination of technology, people and know-how, and many organisations are choosing to partner with the experts to get it right. Well, we're joined now by Chris Caldwell, President of the global business services company Concentrix. I'm Sarah Lockett. Welcome to the Business Debate. Chris, welcome to the London Stock Exchange studios.
Thank you very much.
So if we think about the customer experience, what's included in that now?
Well, now it's a fascinating time because the customer experience really looks at holistically how a consumer engages with a brand, and it encompasses well more than what it did, 10 years ago.
So, I mean, we're thinking about the channels, it's not just Twitter, it's not just Pinterest, it's many other things?
It's absolutely everything. I mean, if you think about how you used to work with a company before, where you might send them a letter or post something, or you might call them up, or you might chat on a bulletin board. I mean, the reality is now is that the whole experience, whether it be Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, chatting, social media, calling them up, has to be integrated for them to have a unique and customized experience to how they want to work with your company.
And so that really affects the whole business model, doesn't it? What are some of the maybe more unusual ways that this is happening that you see?
Well, actually, it's been very disruptive because the companies that have done it well have really kind of taken away share from the, I'll call it legacy competitors, and they've really done it by offering a personalized experience that's very effortless for customers to engage with their brand, and frankly is just a better experience for them and more personalized.
Now, you're also about business efficiency, not just looking at the customer experience, sort of internal processes and back office functions. What do you tend to do there?
Well, it's interesting that the trend right now is really to take a lot of the back office functions and move it forward. So if you think about applying for a mortgage, you might have actually had to call into a bank and you've given them their information, then you've had to fill out all these forms, and there might have been a lot of back and forth. But now what's happening is that back office and front office is coming together so that when you talk to the customer rep, they can actually answer all your questions about your mortgage, sort of approve it online with some of the technology that's going on, and it really drives a much better experience and a faster experience for the consumer.
Now, if we think about business process management, what we used to call outsourcing, which is what you do, it's changed so much in the last 10 years. How do you see it changing further?
Well, frankly, it's all about digital right now, and it's all about driving a holistic 360-degree view of the customer, driving unique personalized experiences, and also, frankly, really driving about knowing your customer. So analytics is massive right at the moment. It's continuing to growing, and you'll see this with a lot of shopping experiences. When you're online and you've bought something and all of a sudden it tells you all these other products you should buy, that's all part of what's being driven by the new business process outsourcing.
And will we be speaking to robots when we're maybe not aware of it?
You're probably speaking to robots now. There's a number of large websites right now that are driving chatbots, that they're called, where you're actually talking to a machine, and it's quite frankly a very interactive experience, and you wouldn't necessarily know.
And if we think about how quickly the Internet of Things is expanding, what kind of opportunities are there, do you think?
Well, for us, it's an area of key investment, and really where we're seeing it is it's allowing multiple different types of technology to talk together. So if you can imagine, you're in your car and you're driving home and it knows you're coming home, and all of a sudden it turns on your lights in your house and it draws your bath and it sets the right temperature and the music depending on what your mood is. All of that's being driven by the Internet of Things. So again, it's that customized experience for an individual consumer that's really exciting.
Now, you work in 10 key industries. Now, which are maybe some of the industries that are really getting it right?
Well, actually, it's interesting. In the technology side of our business, that's really where they're getting it right. And those are the disruptors in the business. So they're the large transportation companies that you call on your iPhone or your Android phone. They're the companies that are offering, to rent other people's houses. They're the music services that you use now that are subscriptions, so you don't have to go out and buy all the CDs. They're very, very disruptive. They've got a very unique model, and they're the ones that are growing by driving that customized experience for consumers.
So across kind of different sectors there, those examples.
Absolutely.
And you have this phrase, global consistency with local intimacy. Now, what does that mean, and are you achieving it?
Actually, it's a great example of where we do achieve it, because if you look at a consumer electronics company, they sell products around the world, and each customer in those countries wants a very unique experience. So how you service a Japanese customer would be very different than how you service a local UK customer, to a very different to how you service maybe a Spanish customer. And that's where you have the local intimacy, but you still want the same brand promise of great service, great engagement from the company. And it's really an area that we star in.
And this is, some cultures like to be contacted by text and others absolutely don't?
Absolutely. I mean, there's some cultures that do everything through mobile applications. They would never look at an email. There's some cultures who like to have a very pleasant phone conversation. There's some cultures that like to do it through SMS. There's some cultures that don't like, very solicitous type of engagements. They want just the facts. And there's other cultures that like to have very pleasant, longer conversations. So all of this drives sort of that unique experience around the globe.
Well, Chris, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And join us next time when we'll be talking about the latest innovations in MBA education and enterprise cyber risk. Bye-bye for now.